الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. I would like to welcome you all to our second session in the Ramadan 2025 series إن أريد إلا الإصلاح ما استطعت. And today we will be digging deep in the personal responsibility in reform. To start, let me imagine with you. You wake up in the morning and you realize that your entire life has completely changed. Everything about your life, your habits, your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your mindset, and your well-being, everything did level up. Sounds amazing, right? How about if you take it even to the next level and now you imagine that everyone surrounding you, your family, your friends, your community, everyone also got an amazing improvement in their entire lives. That sounds like too good to be true, right? But if we are to actually live this dream and make it a reality, can it start without you taking the first step? I guess you know the answer, right? So here today, our goal is, if we want to see the world change, we need to first change ourselves. إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم, and change starts from within. So let me actually dig deep in this verse that I just mentioned, which is verse إن الله لا يغير ما بقوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم. Indeed, Allah does not change what's in people except when they change what's in themselves. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us clearly that waiting for the society to improve while ignoring your own flaws is a losing strategy. That's one way to understand the verse, of course. And reform is an inside job. You and I have to take the first step first before tackling the society at large. And the other verse that I really love that is actually complementing this verse, which is in Surah Al-Isra, verse 13. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَكُلَّ إِنسَانٍ أَلْزَمْنَاهُ طَائِرَهُ فِي عُنُقِهِ. And every person, we have tied his fate to his own neck. So now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, you are responsible for your destiny. No one else can do the inner change and the inner work for you. So you are definitely responsible for your outcome, not only in this life, but more importantly, in the day of judgment. And the Prophet ﷺ is telling us that reform starts from within, and al-islah يبدأ بالنفس, and this is actually start with yourself and then those that you are responsible for. So the key takeaway here is that Islam doesn't teach passive hope. Passive hope is not in our dictionary. It actually teaches active reform. So it's a complete opposite. Passive hope, active reform. Instead of complaining about the situation, instead of complaining about your state, instead of complaining about the world, you first need to rise up and change. So if you look at the life of the Prophet ﷺ as an example of a life of a caller to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or an agent of change, the Prophet ﷺ and his companions did teach us that you need to start with self-reform. In fact, the greatest leaders in Islamic history, even beyond them, all of them did follow the footsteps of the Prophet ﷺ, that they have embodied what they are preaching for. So the Prophet ﷺ remained for 13 years in Mecca, working on one thing, hearts, working on making hearts capable of accepting change, because he knew, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew, that there are lots of rules that would be revealed, prohibiting alcohol and prohibiting zina and many other very tough regulations that would be revealed, and rules that would be revealed, sharia laws that would be revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you need hearts that are ready to change, hearts that are flexible, and hearts that are seeking guidance to the best of their ability. And look at Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. He was a fierce enemy to Islam, and then he moved on to become one of the greatest Islamic leaders. So, to build on this in an actionable fashion, let's actually, number one, identify a weakness that you have. No one would know your weaknesses better than you do. So whether it's one habit that you know, for example, you need to stop, lying, laziness, being laid back, wasting time online, anger, backbiting, whatever it is, be honest with yourself. Because the road to transformation and the path to change starts from you admitting that you are doing something wrong and there is some sort of a weakness that you need to tackle and address and improve. And then the next step here is I will actually share with you an amazing rule, which is the 1% rule. So every day, make sure that you make a 1% improvement towards this topic in improving this very same weakness that you did detail and we did highlight earlier in step 1. So if it's an anger, for example, if anger is the issue, then start pausing. Start pausing before you respond. If prayer is inconsistent, try to improve just one prayer today. Obviously, I'm not talking about Ramadan here, I'm talking in general. But in Ramadan, you have the most wonderful opportunity for you to level up your game and for you to tackle this weakness. No shayateen are chained, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are opening the doors of paradise widespread. So, and closing the doors of hellfire. So, and there is a caller saying like, Ya baghi al-khayri aqbil. So now it's the golden opportunity for you to tackle these weaknesses, and you have a 30-day window for you to work on them diligently. However, it's very important, and this is number 3, to self-check every night. So you need to actually hold yourself accountable. Before sleeping, ask yourself, did I get better today? Did I achieve this 1%? Did I actually make it? If not, then try to accommodate for it in the next day. And most importantly, beyond Ramadan, make it a lifestyle. A lifestyle that I'm always not letting the momentum die and always trying to carry one reform habit with you for the rest of the year. So, to close, Allah is not asking us to fix the world overnight. This won't happen. Allah is asking us to take the first step. Will you be taking that first step today? We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those who strive for self-reform and through that bring goodness to the entire world. Jazakumullah khair.